that little brother might be more vicious than your ass, man.
Yep.
And like the brother mentioned, King David was he was small in stature, and he took down the giant.
Yep. It's not the size of the fight in the man. It's the size of the. It's not the size of the fight in the man. It's the size of the man in the fight. Is that backwards?
Hey.
Yeah, so it's another way they said the heart of the man or something. That he's bigger. Yeah.
Hey, that's
the size of the fight in the man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
You see that
Man in the fight, but the fight in the man.
You see that in the animal kingdom as well, man. You have lions go up against like little Tasmanian devils, and that Tasmanian devils is like, the lion is 4 times the size of a Tasmanian devil, man. But the little Tasmanian devil fight back, and the lion end up running off, man.
Well, you see a lot of smaller animals that are usually prey and run off lions because they're protecting their young. And you know,
warthogs.
Honey
honey badgers whoop lion asses. Warthog, they be doing it. Tasmanian devils do it. It's a bunch of little animals that get down because they got strong spirits. Hey, you even see sometimes dogs fight off bears.
Yeah.
You know, little chihuahuas may scare a bear, run them off.
Mongoose.
Yeah, the
killer cobras.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only one that can kill a cobra.
Yep.
If the brother got a scripture.
1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Hey, what he tell us to do? To put off the weak nature, though. We may be physically weak, but we got to put off the weak mentality. So that's the elder man right here just told us. It's the size of the fight or the spirit that's in the man, not the man that's in the fight.
Despite all the infirmities and weaknesses that Paul suffered, he said, I could do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthens me. It was the strength of the spirit that was within him that, gave him the energy to carry on with the ministry, despite all the impediments, the hurls that the devil kept throwing at him,
Yeah, and traveling in that time, like traveling now was tough. These NBA players are on team jets and buses, and what kind of buses are those? Luxury liners, tour buses, right? And they struggle going all these games and going all these places half the season or whatever. So imagine back in Paul's time when it wasn't all this technology. That was serious to have to move around like that, all in that whole region, to travel so much.
And continue to travel and not get tired and finish his ministry.
When you get on a boat, man, that may be the last time somebody see you. He continued getting on. Yeah, he continued to get on boats.
Go ahead.
Verse 28, and base things of the world and things which are despised have Yahweh chosen. Yeah, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
See, the Lord is dealing with the underdogs. He's dealing with the lowly. He's dealing with, because the Lord, he uses, it's kind of like, I'm gonna show my power, but in a way that you can never imagine. I'm gonna put a little bitty guy in a corner and have him fight through an army of Iron Mike Tysons and John Cena's and Brock Lesnar's and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord can do something like that, man. Just to show his power. Because really at the end of the day, the glorification goes back to him. It ain't about you, that's the point. Dudes make it all about themselves. That's why they make it about the outward appearance, the outward man. Look at this fresh garment that I got on. Look at my muscles. Look at the spikes on my armband. Look at the dark locks that I got on. Look, don't I look menacing? Don't I look intimidating?
Verse 29, that no flesh should glory in his presence.
No flesh. Hey, because we can't glory in the flesh. Everything is gloried in the spirit of Yahweh Shem outside, who worketh all things.
Hey, going back to what we were reading with Judas Maccabees, he didn't put trust and confidence in his flesh. He said that the gonna come from heaven. That's where our strength lies. It ain't in us.
Yeah, Herod made that mistake.
Oh man.
Yeah, he didn't give glory to the Most High, and the Most High put his ass to death.
Hell yeah.
People said what? He's a god.
It is the voice of a god.
Yeah, and it said right away the Most High put his ass to death, man.
Yep.
Right away.
Yep.
Verse 30, but of him are ye in Mashiach Yahweh Shai, who of Yahweh is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption, that according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord.
That's it. It's all about glorying in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Go ahead.
It's James 2 and 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Yahweh by Shem Shai chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to him, to them that love
Basically,
him?
the Lord chose those that are despised in this world. Because the poor is despised, man. It's like they're outcast, they're left out. But the Lord is dealing with them. You know? Because this isn't our world anyway. You know? So that's when the Lord said, fear not him. That can only kill the body, but rather fear him that can destroy both your body and soul in hell. That's a walking example right there, man. Smitten with madness. With the plague of the heart. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, going back, you know, it's not about you know, glorying in your flesh, man. It's not about the outward appearance. We're not gonna save ourselves. If that was so, Jake would have been found a way to get the hell up under this devil a long ass time ago. There was so many different attempts, so many revolts that happened, and where we at? We're still here, still found in this devil's hand, showing you that we're not in control of this thing, man. All right, and that's what Jake don't understand.
I gotta read this right quick. The most needs. Sirach chapter 2, 10 and 11. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or forgotten, right? It says, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. He saveth.
Well, that goes back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, and no man shall buy you. Because what? That word goes back to redeem or save, man. Same thing.
Yep.
I even say
Yeah, it's more to James. It's back in James 2, it's 5 again. Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him? But ye have despised the poor. Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats? And that was it.
God. Yeah, man. And that's, you know, the Lord is dealing with the lowly, the meek. All right. So we don't have, you know, that mighty strength. We don't have all the wealth, you know, that the super rich have. You know, and we don't. And according to this world, we don't have the credentials of being so-called wise men. You know, because we don't have doctors in front of our names. We don't have all these different degrees. You know, we didn't go to a theological, what the apostle call it, cemetery. You know, those theological seminaries.
Yeah, we don't got a big stage and display of lights every damn where.
Right.
You know?
You know, when Yahweh came to raise Lazarus from the grave, Mary and Martha said to him, if you would have been here, our brother would not have died. And he said, oh, we know he'll rise again in the resurrection. And Yahweh said to them, I am the resurrection. You know, they didn't even know that he was the resurrection. And they had been with him that long. You know? He said, I am the resurrection.
Yeah. That's it, man. Who's You was holding? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13. For I, the Lord, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel.
Hey, see, so the Lord looks down at us as a helpless, worm. Hey, when you think about it, when we go into breaking down Jeremiah 12, where it says, "My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird." Did you know that, like, the birds that have all those different speckled colors all over its feathers and wings, it stands out to all these other birds. It sticks out like a sore thumb, so it's kind of like it becomes its own target for other birds to prey upon that bird. So we're vulnerable. What defense do we have outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushai?
Zero.
We don't have no defense here,
We
man.
don't have an allied cousin nation that, the Africans ain't going to, let me step in for these guys. You're abusing them. I ain't got a voice, but no nation's coming in to help fight for us. None of them. They're all against us.
They're against us. They're Confederate, exactly.
Going back into what you were talking about too, bro, it's like we have no natural camouflage. Going back into that bird. So what? Everything in nature, it flows together. But we stick out because why? Hey, just because that salt, man. That spirit. We stick out because, we're separate, man.
That's it.
I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff.
That's power. He talking about that power, man.
Hills is
Mountains and hills of government.
Yeah, man. That's when the Lord changes us and He gives us those abilities, hey, it's literally gonna be like the army of David again, but upgraded. 144,000 super mighty men, extraterrestrial. That's what we waiting on, man. That's why the Lord said, "Wait ye upon me until I rise up to the prey." The Lord's basically saying, "Let me get the vengeance first. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let y'all get in on it too, but I gotta get them first."
we gotta get the first leg.
Yeah. So I don't know what Jake think they doing, trying to mount up with assault rifles and Glocks and pistols and shields and armor and shit. You carnal as hell, man. Hey, you still got new chapters of the so-called Black Panther Party. These different black gun militias out there.
Yeah.
They showed up at Tulsa days ago.
Yeah, so,
That shit is gonna get dispersed too, man.
So sure.
You'll see one with
Acts the 5th chapter.
Some bombs on
We always read that because I mean it's relevant because Jake always was on that move. They was always on that time, so to speak. Always forming movements, militia groups, coalitions. They try to fight against the enemy, but they did it in a carnal fashion. They didn't do it with Yahweh Shem Yahushai in mind. You was holding? Go ahead.
Proverbs 20 and 22. Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he shall save thee.
Get Psalms 44. Psalms 44. My favorite one right there.
It's Psalms 44. Enough.
6.
Yep, 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us.